So we had some things to do on the land, which you'll see in this video, so we could leave it in a good state, and we got a bit of an interruption. You'll see that on the video too. And then we're off on our journeys. And if you want to follow our journeys, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you can come along with us. Number one thing that we need to sort out before we go on our mega voyage is the timers in the watering system. As you might have noticed, if you've seen our other videos, links are coming up here, we have an automated watering system. This year we've got less water than we thought we had, so we've got to be conserving it more. So we've updated that system a bit by putting more timers in to make sure that the water is exactly put where it should be, really accurately. So this is one of the big mistakes that we made. Here's a video to some of our rookie mistakes. And now I'm setting up the timers. So we have a timer for each level. So timer is now set to come on once a week at 5 o'clock in the morning, and we fingers crossed this will keep our blueberries alive. So checked, all the nozzles are clear, unblocked, and they're giving water, so that's really good. They're ready to go. Leaks in the tanks have been sorted. There were little leaks, so they were easy to fix. Here's a question for you in the comments. If you know what this is, please let us know. It grows incredibly well here, but it's vicious. It's got these huge spikes on it. We don't know what it is. So please, in the comments, let us know if you know. So this is the other timer that I need to do. So this one's getting set up. It releases water every 3 days. Once this tank is filled up from our drip of a spring, it releases the water around our 2 veggie beds that are heavily shaded at the moment. And once we've cropped everything, it might encourage everything to grow, and hopefully it'll have enough water to produce some food so we can have some food when we come back from our travels. These persimmon should be ready when we come back. They're delicious, and it's looking really good this year. We've got lots of persimmon on the tree. Here are the strawberries that I rescued from one of the terraces we've stopped watering, and they were virtually dead when I dug them out, but they like it in this bath. So I'll water them well before we leave, and hopefully we'll have some strawberries when we come back too. Number one done. Second thing we need to do, related to the number one, number two, is to move some of these plants, this is courgette, into where we've got spaces in the irrigation system. Now that's important because we haven't really got enough water to water this bed I already watered this hole, and obviously I'm going to give it a big drink because it's having the shock of being moved. I'll be doing this with 3 courgettes and some of the peppers as well. And we'll also give it some shade and mulch it really well to give it the best chance. And fingers crossed it'll survive and it'll have some courgettes for us when we come back. Do that with all of the others. That's another job done. So, really importantly as well, we need to look after these trees that are not on the watering system. This is a persimmon. it's surviving really well without having much water. So what I'm going to do is first just take away some of these brambles so they don't take over it. Second thing is obviously to give it water. And to make sure that that water doesn't evaporate too fast, I'm going to mulch it really well. Being careful not to get too close to the trunk of the tree. There's a little bit of gap there. Another job done. So another thing we need to do is keep control of these mimosas. That grow incredibly quickly and incredibly invasive, and also a fire risk. They really go up in the flames. So we keep them down all the time, and they're great because we use them as mulch, so it's never wasted. And they'll go on the beds, link above to our video on no dig beds. So, since we've been keeping control of these mimosas, which took over this terrace and the terrace below, other things have started growing. So we've got oak trees coming up, and they're actually being able to survive now because they're not being overshadowed by the mimosas. And if you look along, we've got a nice hedge of oak trees and this madrona tree, which is going to be much nicer than these blooming mimosas, which we need to keep control of because they're also a fire risk. The mimosas are, so we definitely don't want them to be taking over. Done. Another job done. So the next thing we need to do is obviously tidy up. So I'm not sure whether you can see that there's a helicopter taking some water to a fire that's very near our land, our homestead. We've obviously evacuated. We checked it on Fogosh, saw that there was a fire nearby and got out of there quickly. It's no joke here. You could definitely lose your homestead, all your possessions if you live off grid, or live anywhere really, but definitely if you live in a homestead away that's remote, you could lose everything at all times. You know, this is the reality of living here. You need to take that seriously. Yeah, these helicopters going back and forth very often now. Hopefully they're getting control of the fire. We keep checking on Fogosh to make sure we're up to date with the latest. At the moment we're in a safe area, but potentially the fire could go to our land because we're just the other side of these pine trees. But we've got an escape route into the village right now, but we don't want to be driving around on the roads too much and getting in the way of the fire service. So we're going to stay here until we know a bit more about what's going on. And then once we know that this is in conclusion, or we know exactly where it is, then we can make our move. Yeah. Brinker? So, the next thing we need to do is obviously tidy up. Oh, that was easy. So another job is to pick some of our veg. So here's an example. Got some aubergines, some peppers, got some courgettes. We'll crop everything because we'll just eat it all. Tomatoes. So, also got some of these bonus little cabbages. We'll be eating cabbages for a few days on our travels. These are bonus little cabbages that came up after the main ones had been cropped. So, as ever, if you like this video, you might want to consider subscribing and whacking on the notification bell. Oh, there goes a jay, just flew across. That was very nice. And obviously make a comment if you've got anything to say. We'd love to hear from you. And give us the thumbs up if you liked it, of course, always do that. And well, we're off on a big road trip now, so you might want to come along for that ride. It's going to be a good one. Bye.